Hey, Warrior Saints, good morning. Welcome to our Crucifixional Life stream. Father Chris here. Glad to have you beautiful people with us. My mind is racing because we've got so many awesome things to share with you. New things, powerful things are coming. Before we do that, I want to just give a quick teaching for everyone, and we want to talk about Romans chapter 12. Yesterday, we were talking about how we should assign proper value to things, right? Like, let's not make something more than it needs to be, and conversely, let's not make something less than it should be. I mean, assign the proper value. But what you'll find is that we tend to overvalue things because we hear about them in advertising and marketing and socials and TV and Netflix and media and just in daily conversations, and we get so wrapped up and consumed by all of these things that are supposedly super and uber important, and really they're not. And we kind of lose our mind a little bit about it. And we decided yesterday that we need to say that this is worth this as a function of the attention in my life and the energy that I give to it. And like I said earlier, you'll find that most things don't really require exactly the amount of attention that we're told they do. Now, in order to overcome that, I think it's important, and I've learned this in my own life because I've struggled with it too, but I've started to not care. I just don't care anymore. Let me tell you what I mean. I care about you. I care about my bride. I care about my children, my ministry, my physical health, my spiritual well-being. I care about people. Absolutely. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I don't care so much about my ego, right? And when I've been able to set my ego aside a little bit and to really focus on the things that matter, boy, a lot of that headache just kind of naturally vanished, right? Like it just kind of went away. And it's not because I don't want to, take care of myself. I mean, self-care is the biggest thing out there in the world right now, but we don't want to go so far that all of a sudden we're like lost in self-care where we become so self-focused, because what that does is it makes us take ourselves more seriously than we should. Now, Paul, the apostle, the great apostle, the bedrock of the Christian faith, in his epistle to the Romans, which is kind of like his summa, like it's his major letter. My teacher used to call it his compendium, like it's the meat and bones of all of it. It's the creme de la creme. Chapter 12, he's talking about, yesterday we read the renewal of the mind, right? Our minds not to conform to the world, but to be renewed. And the next verse, chapter 12, verse 3, slides right into what we're talking about today. He's talking about, bro, don't take yourself so seriously. And he says, for the grace given to me, I bid, listen, every one of you not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to judge with sober judgment. Woo, like he's saying, simmer down, Father Chris, you ain't all that. You definitely ain't as much as you think you are, right? Like, and every time I read that, and it helps my age as I get older, I mellow out with it too, that's for sure. But I'm starting to realize that, I don't care so much if someone is like constantly bickering and nitpicking at me. I don't care if someone, says my sermons stink or my online teachings stink. Like, it is what it is. They may even be right? Maybe my preaching does stink. I don't know. I mean, people are watching it, and so it gives me energy and I keep going. But why do I have to say so much, defend so much my own self, my own ego? This is where the problem comes. And I'm telling you, as I said it before. Now look, if you continue to be so self-preservative and so much like protective and defensive about yourself, you're going to continue in this misery. I mean, because it's consuming, right? It sucks your energy, your time. It's going to drain you. But if you can let that go and realize is what Paul's saying is, look, you matter. You're a child of God. You're important, but you may not be quite as important as you think you are. When you can come to embrace that, you're going to find, like I found, a lot more freedom, a lot more time, energy, more joy. I find in my own life a lot more peace because, like, if somebody comes to me and throws something at me, or even if it's not about me and there's a situation, that I don't have to care so much about that I normally would have, man, I feel so much better because I'm learning to let it go, set it aside. I don't care quite as much. And I'm telling you, it's freeing, and I want you to find that freedom too. You can stay enslaved to it, or you can find that freedom. Remember Romans 12:3. It's powerful. It's been a fun week, but it's about to get funner next week. We have been working. I keep telling you so hard. I keep telling you over and over, we have been grinding hard. And we are coming, we, the Warrior Saints team, are going to come out with something very new, very unique for us. It's going to be an academy of sorts, an online, on-demand academy with a gazillion different courses eventually as we grow into all of these courses, so that you can subscribe to these courses and watch the things that are pertinent and relevant to your life. We're going to launch, hopefully, if all goes well, say prayers for us, on the first day of next week, Monday. That's our goal. And in this academy, you will have access to our Warrior Saints on-demand library. We're going to put up a course. We have a course already in there, Becoming Men. We are also working on something called, we call it UTB, Understanding the Bible, to help make Scripture clear for people who maybe we get lost sometimes when we read it and don't quite know what's going on. We have a series coming for marriage preparation. We have a series coming for the ladies, and on goes the list. I'm not going to give you all of the details because it's taking time for us to build them out and put them up there. But I want you to do it. Visit warriorsaints.org. Hopefully, with God's help and God's grace and God's mercy and God's strength that He gives us, we've been grinding, and we're going to give you something that is hopefully transformative to help you become the best men and women that you can be. That's our only hope. That's our only goal, and we do that by teaching the gospel. Love you. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. We'll be back Sunday morning, as usual, with Orthros and Liturgy at 9 and 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. As always, see you again Sunday, and we'll see you Monday. warriorsaints.org. Check out the new stuff. As always, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.